So what's the truth to your past? Well, if you're the scientist that you play as in Chernobylite, you don't know, and I think you're suffering from amnesia and your memories are all mixed up, and that's what makes this game interesting, intriguing. So apparently you're a scientist and you found a way to travel through warp holes using this highly radioactive rock called Chernobylite, and you're hoping to figure out what happened to your fiance 30 years earlier. And I thought, hey, this is a cool setup for a game. So you're supposed to craft gadgets, create traps, and weapons, or modify your weapons to suit your needs in this game. And you also have to fight hostile military characters, other stalkers like yourself who are just traveling around radioactive Chernobyl, and also supernatural creatures. Now, it seems like a great story setup, but the fact you're focused more on developing gadgets, from what I've heard, once the initial game starts, I think a lot of people are going to go into this game thinking it's an action-packed title just from like the cutscenes at the beginning, but it's more of a crafter, and you sort of have, I think, 20 or 30 days to play through the game and just survive those 20 or 30 games. It's kind of like a science crafting, not necessarily an action game, but somewhere in between all those. The graphics, I feel like they're easily the highlight of the game. They're 3D scanned and the environments feel natural and immersive, and I think that's what draws you in really initially as well. It's just a shame the actual gameplay seems to be more about collecting materials and supplies and designing items at your base camp than proper action, or like Chernobyl meets Fear Action Fest, because that's my initial impressions were this game is like Fear, but it's really not. It then goes towards crafting, surviving a certain period. So I would say it's truly an acquired taste of a game. I just feel like it was marketed as an action title, and then from there people were disappointed. But it's more of a survival horror game that involves you crafting, from what I've seen, and I was hoping more of an action-oriented game personally. It's acquired taste. The environments seem to be interesting, and the story seems interesting, but there's not really much you're given, really, at least at the beginning. I'd say it's a solid 7 out of 10. It's not hopeless, but you have to know going into this game it's not an action game. There's very little action at the beginning, and even then, like the shooting aspect, first-person shooter aspect, like it's very light compared to, say, if you're playing GoldenEye or something else, which is huge on action. Just don't expect a Fear action game, because it's nothing like the Fear series at all, even though it may look like it and start off like it. It then involves the crafting, so keep on gaming, and don't fear getting Chernobylite unless they warp right next to you and, you know, warp you out of existence. So keep on gaming. Bye.